Happy Saturday afternoon. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all having a wonderful day so far. Welcome to my very impromptu, um, in between my jobs, podcast, which, as you can tell, I've had crazy schedules. So, I am jumping in whenever I have a minute. I'm like, I could do a podcast. I could hang with my friends for a minute. So welcome, welcome, welcome. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola Guy, the chickens, Mama Mia, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see a few of my friends are in here. I'm assuming there are other podcasts going on now. I've been like so crazy. I haven't even had a chance to check to see what time Baron's podcast is or what time Duchess of Success podcast is. So I apologize if I am doing it at the same time as theirs. I have been a little bit crazy and I haven't had a moment to check on anyone's time as to what they're doing. So if it conflicts in any way, I apologize. And you can always just jump and check mine out later. The replay is there, so you can always check it out later. A few of my friends are here. Hi, Dolores is here, and Connie Baum are hanging out with us. Um, from Switzerland, and Mad World is here. Oh, Kenitha is here. Hello, Kenitha. And Noreen Binga. Oh, I love this name. Bonjour, Petal. Et tu les squaddies? Noreen, that's about as French as I could get. V Thomas is here with Andrea. Oh, wait, Andrea, where did you go? Oh, yeah, here we go. Andrea is here and Norvi. And let's see who else is here. Oh, Auntie Jane is here. Hello, Auntie Jane. Shay Doll. Wait a minute, Shay Doll. Have I seen you here before, Shay Doll? Or maybe I've just missed you. And if I just missed you, I apologize. But I'm happy you're here. Ann Fu is here hanging out with us. Hello, Ann. Cardi's like, Petal, we are here and staying. Hello. I am happy to hear that. And again, I apologize if I'm conflicting with the other podcasts. I know it comes in different times. And again, my schedule has been a little bit crazy. So I literally bail from one thing, turn on my computer, and just do a podcast. So, but I am so happy to hang out with you guys. Quite a few things are happening in the world. Our fails are by and large pretty quiet, but things are happening around them. One of the things that happened, actually, we got a new picture of Megan. One of her one dear friends, and you probably remember her. Last year, her son, I think his name is George. He died quite suddenly. He just was sleeping, I guess, and he was just, not responsive, and he passed away. And he turns out he's a friend of the family at least is a friend of Megan, and Harry, and even goes back to Megan's old friends, including her ex-husband. They're all friends. And so when that happened, Megan and Harry donated to her podcast, her fundraiser. Her name is Kelly McGee Zephen. I think I don't know if that's how she says the last name, but so they donated to a fundraiser to support them and with the burial and all of that stuff. So she posted on her Instagram today, and it was just such a cool post. And it says, her post, it says, as Mother's Day approaches, I can't help but think of my own community. And she started this group called community, and it's about helping fostering, like foster care and all of those things. And so it's called like a community of motherhood. And so she says, as Mother's Day approaches, I can't help but think of my own community of motherhood. I instantly think of you, Megan, how incredibly nurturing and warm and open you are. What an incredible friend and mother. I am truly in awe of you, and I'm grateful you are part of my community of motherhood. You are always the first to say yes and support those you love. You are a fierce advocate for those who are in need. Thank you for joining this year's campaign to support LA's expectant and parenting foster youths, which helps provide critical service, education, resources, and advocacy so that they can build a better future for themselves and their families. And also, she put out a call. She says, "Please join us in our in this year's very special campaign and purchase a T-shirt to support." In the link in the bio, which I will put all this in our community page. I'm sorry, in our community page and in the show notes of this video. Um, don't forget to tag Alliance of Moms so we can shout out to the rooftops how amazing you all are for supporting this wonderful community of mothers. And it's so apropos because obviously tomorrow is Mother's Day. So it is really wonderful. And she posted her picture of her and her and Megan, and also a picture of her community, a community group of multiracial community. And so it is really wonderful. And it's so funny. There are a couple of other photos of, I guess it were paparazzi pictures of Megan. I think she went shopping with this lady, and I had no idea who the lady was at the time. And also there are those photos when Harry and Meghan went to this restaurant with a couple, and apparently it's the same. It's the same. It was her and I guess her husband. And so I mean, I didn't recognize them at the time. I didn't know who they were, but so they have been, I guess Meghan and Harry have been really been in their lives and supporting them. And so I thought it was just such a great thing for her. And she posts this beautiful picture of her and Meghan. So it was just like, oh, that's so great. So again, just the incredible ways that Megan has been support in her quiet way, behind the scenes, no photo, any of those things. And again, if she didn't post this on Instagram, we would have never known. So it's all the wonderful ways that Megan has been supporting her community out there in LA and also in Santa Barbara, and supporting moms and expectant moms and foster moms and all of those things. So it's just, I thought it was really, really, really wonderful and special. And, talk about supporting the Uvalde, Texas, the Sussex Squad fundraiser for Kaboom. It's now at 72. Well, at least when I got this, I'm sure it's up by now. But when I got this, it was $72,853 raised so far. So far we are over. Again, it was supposed to be $20,000. That was the goal. We are at 72, almost $73,000, which is 364% over our goal, and it was raised by 1,660 supporters. So absolutely incredible. And also there was this wonderful story in the Uvalde Leaders News, which is, I guess, the news organization in Uvalde, Texas, about this teacher. Her name is hang on, Norma Sidoni. Hang on one second. Let me just get this a little bit better. But when Megan went to Norma Sandoval. When Megan went to Uvalde, Texas, when the tragedy happened last year, we remember how the press and those haters were all attacking Megan. And, now we know, how Megan has been like and Archwell been one of the only organizations there with Kaboom who have been taking care. Oh, thank you so much, Lydia. Lydia is here, awesome moderator. Lydia says it's now gone up to $73,484. Thank you so much, Lydia. I figured when I screenshotted this earlier today, it would have gone up by then. So thank you, our awesome moderator, Lydia, for that updated information. But so when Megan went there, she met Norma. And Norma is like, I guess, a PE teacher, I guess, from the school there. And they had this wonderful conversation. And one of the things Norma said about Megan is she said she won me over that day. Her gentleness, her empathy, everything. Just seeing her make eye contact, getting on her knees, crying. It was such a great experience for me to see, being that I didn't really know her, Sandoval says. While I didn't know it at the time, her remarks to Omega Markle's staff led to a new playground at De Leon Park, Esperanza Park, and soon at her school, the fulfillment of over 2 decades' dream. So, from her conversation with Megan, not only do they have the De Leon Park, but in her school they are redoing the park. So I think tomorrow is the 12th. I think the park is going to be open tomorrow. So they're going to have a brand new park in their school, and it's just wonderful. The wonderful stories that has come out of Uvalde, Texas, and the wonderful things that has happened there because of Harry and Meghan's Archwell, and them meeting Meghan when she went there. So it's just such a wonder. I mean, I'm just like, I'm telling you, I'm so proud of Archwell, so proud of the squad. Incredible to it'll be incredible to see what Kaboom does with the money, like where they choose to build parks and stuff like that. So it is just it's just all around such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. So thank you again, Lydia, for posting the updated, and just in case you're new here, or even if you haven't, as you can see at the scrolly thing at the bottom, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video. And please like the video and share the video. And if you're able, join the channel. That would be awesome as well. So um, I am outside, so I hope it's not too loud. I try to get into as quiet a spot as possible, but it being New York, I mean, I'm sure you might be hearing some music in the background. Not very far from me, there's like about 6 different choirs performing, and it's one of those things in New York with the summer. There's just a lot of entertainment, a lot of street performing, a lot of all kinds of art. It goes on that's free in the city everywhere, just about everywhere you go. And so right now there are like about 5 or 6 choirs, and they are stationed at different points, and they're all singing sort of the same song, but they're doing different parts. It's the most amazing thing. So I just took video of it, so I will share it most likely tomorrow, because I have to work later on today. But it is just the most powerful thing I've seen in a long time. So I am now in like the quietest place that I can find. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully you can hear me well. So, anyways, what else is happening? In the world. Hang on 1 second. Let me just turn on my phone to see what else stuff I have. I would love to, again, I'm going to stay in the chat again today as we did yesterday. So either you can call in, or, whatever it is that you would like to share with us. That would be wonderful. You can call in to us. So we'll get there in a second. One of the wonderful things that's been happening with especially J.R. Moringer writing his article the other day, it's sort of reinvigorated Spare, which was, top 5, you know, but now it has gone back to number 1. And so it'll be very interesting to see if it went back to number 1 on the New York Times list. I think that will come out tomorrow. But it's back to number 1, and it's just very, very interesting, especially the audible version. I think that's the version that everyone loved the best, because we can listen to Harry talk about his life for ourselves, and it's just so wonderful. So Amazon back in the US, and I think it's in the US, I think it is definitely number 1 in memoirs, number 1 in biographies, number 2 in uh, historical British biographies. In the US, it's let's see, Audible in the US actually is number 3 in the US, and then number 1 in everything else. Biographies and biographies in Britain and all of that stuff is number 1. So But in the UK, it's just number one straight through. It's just really awesome. Number one in Audible and everything. So it is just really, again, it was, in the US, it was like top five, but now it just went back up. So it is just, I'm so proud of Harry, so proud of, Spare. I know he must be so thrilled just that, not just even for, that it's doing so well, but it's just the idea that people are fine, they're listening, they're reading, they're knowing his story, they're finally getting to know him, which for him, I'm sure, is the most important thing, that people get to know him, which is what J.R. Moringer said in his piece. When they did that little party, like, he was crying because he's like, finally, people are reading, they're getting to know. So it's just really wonderful. And what else is happening? Well, Megan apparently went on this hike, as we mentioned last episode. I think I mentioned it last episode. She went on this hike last Sunday, which was, the day after the coronation, and they were doing their concert in the UK. So she went on this hike, and so paparazzi, got pictures of her. And so one of the things that came out is, of course, derangers and, professional deranger Megan Kelly apparently went on some show. I don't know which show she went on, and went on there claiming that Megan, she was the one that called the paparazzi so that the paparazzi took her photo. And so apparently she said that on some show, and then the paparazzi found out the guy, I think it was a guy who took the photos. He posted on his Instagram, and and at her, that he wishes that Megan would set up those photos because it would make his life a whole lot easier. So he basically disproved, her narrative that, oh, Megan is the one who called the paparazzi for to take that photo. And it's one of those things, whenever people like that say or accuse people of something, all you have to do is watch out, because that is something they would have done. So they just assume that everyone is like them, and not only that, the Guardian, Megan wore clothes, so of course everyone wants her outfit, and so now everyone is into Megan's footwear. She was wearing, I guess, hiking boots. I mean, I saw a picture of it. It's just a regular hiking boots, but apparently it became a thing. And the leggings she was wearing became a thing. So everybody wants her leggings, including Chrissy Teigen. Apparently, was tweeting about, or whatever, I guess, posted on her Instagram, whichever social media platform, wanting her whatever leggings Megan was wearing. And so it now became a huge you know, news item. And so the Guardian is like also writing up about, how Megan, they were like, well, while many questioned Meghan Markle's decision to skip the coronation, outraged that she had chosen to jaunt up the California hills over the aisles of Westminster Abbey. Some, including celebrity model and author Chrissy Teigen, were intrigued by where Meghan's hiking boots were from. So I guess Chrissy was also, and apparently many others were intrigued by her hiking boots. Who knew? So now people are all into hiking boots. And so I'm like, well, I guess if it makes them, go out and hike, I guess that's a good thing. But again, whatever Mega, I mean, for me, she was just wearing tights and some boots. I didn't see what the big drama was. But apparently, it was a big deal. And so they talked about that, and the fact that whatever brand Megan has, wear, or whatever clothes she wear, it says that, whatever it where, the brands, basically the different brands profiting off of it, is now estimated at over $212 million, or at least in the UK it's 212 million pounds. And so this is about an estimation of what the different brands that Megan's has worn, the profits that they have gotten out of just Megan wearing whatever things that she's wearing. And so it's really interesting that, again, whatever Megan wears is what is in fashion, I guess. It is amazing to me. And what else is happening in the royal world? Well, we remember that King Charles, He spent the British taxpayers' money, almost over 250, actually between 250 to 275 million pounds on a coronation 1 week ago. 1 week ago today. Well, 1 week later, the British press that he has been cuddling up with and gotten in bed with and been using to go after him and his, you know, ilks at the palace. And, 1 week later, the same tabloids that he's been cuddling up with has basically now kicked him to the curb. And it is very interesting because this is the Daily Mail who they're in bed with, especially Camilla. This is the Daily Mail headline. I give Charles 6 years until he hands over the reins as king. He looks so weary. This is the Daily Mail headline. The very Daily Mail that groomed the British public to not scream over the fact that they're 250 million pounds, 250 to 275 million pounds were going to a coronation nobody asked for. The same Daily Mail who is in bed with Camilla and Charles is the same one who is basically giving King Charles and Camilla a shelf life. It is unbelievable. And the same Daily Mail, another headline in the Daily Mail: Memo to Prince William: Start planning your own coronation now, writes Catherine Penningster. If you think King Charles had problems making ancient Christian ceremony inclusive, just wait until you're king. So all of a sudden, that 250 million pounds has now shifted to Prince William's coronation. Again, nobody asked for this, you know. And not only that, this is another headline. Instead of, living in Diana's shadow, Princess of Wales is choosing her own path, right, Kate Mancy? Her approach to royal role has been transformed, and the future is bright. Once again, 1 week later, you would think they would give the man at least a month. He spent 250 million pounds to 275 million pounds on a coronation. You would think they would at least give him a month where he can, enjoy his kingly crowns and all of those things. Oh no, 1 week later, it's move aside, Charles. We're giving you a set shelf life of 6 years, and it's on to Prince William. And Prince William has already started, briefing his ilks in the Times about what his coronation is going to be and how different it's going to be and how, more modern it's going to be once again. And so it's funny because then I saw in another headline about William. Apparently, William and Kate have hired these videographers to take like slick videos of, the coronation and other things. So now, to basically to appeal to the young ones. And so they're doing that. And so now Buckingham Palace, which is King Charles, they have now put out a notice to hire a videographer and a content creator for Buckingham Palace. So the two palaces are now full on competing against each other. I mean, why else would William be 1 week from his father's coronation? This is the same William that they are trying to convince people, which I said before, do not buy into this lying narrative of Charles and William being close and they're bonded tight and all of these things, that Harry's leaving is drawing them closer. Lies. Total lies. Do not buy. These two households, these two palaces are flat out competing against each other. And it's again 1 week out from a coronation nobody asked for. They spent millions of taxpayers out there for this coronation that's supposed to establish Charles and Camilla. 1 week later, they've given him a shelf life, and William is already talking about how his is going to be so much basically better and more modern. So again, I'm telling you, fireworks is going to be happening in that place. And what else do I have apart from them? I hope you guys are hearing me well. Again, I'm outside. I hope you guys, if you're not hearing me, let me know. But I hope you're hearing me well. So, yeah. What else is there? Oh, yes. Carrie's court case. One of the things that One of the things that's happening, as we know, is Piers Morgan's involvement. And the more and more you focus on that angle of it, you realize how more and more this is the same Piers Morgan who was screaming 2 days ago, or 2 or 3 days ago, when he was doorstepped at his house about how Harry has invaded the royal family's privacy. And he's basically, talking about, yeah, I mean, he's talking in the past about how the royal family, called and thanked him, and he has been up there. How dare the Sussexes, call the royal family racist? And he has been like their champion. Only when you really dig and dig a little bit deeper below that surface, you realize how it has been Piers Morgan who has been violating the royal family's privacy, including blagging Prince Michael of Kent's bank account. And so, and I didn't, I saw it mentioned, and I didn't even mention, I didn't really focus on it. But this is what Piers Morgan and the Mirror did when he was the editor of the Mirror. They blagged Prince Michael's bank account. It says Piers Morgan authorized the illegal blagging of Prince Michael's private bank account details when he was the editor of the Daily Mirror. It has been alleged at the High Court. Prince Michael of Kent, and that's the same Prince Michael I think that Harry was talking to. You saw him talking to him at the Queen's Jubilee, and I think there's a photo of Harry talking to him again at the coronation. It says Prince Michael of Kent personal finance records were published by the Mirror in 1999, allegedly revealing that Queen Elizabeth's second cousin was millions of pounds in debt, and that he had authorized 220,000 overdraft at Coutts Bank. When the Prince lawyers complained to Morgan that the story was inaccurate and the records must have been obtained illegally, Morgan dismissed their poor and thinly guised threat and insisted the information had come from impeccable source. In reality, the Mirror obtained the information after employing private investigators to pose as the prince's accountant, phoned the bank and allegedly blagged his account details. And, it is incredible the things that they have done. And it also goes on to say before the article was published, two hoax calls were made to Coots seeking to confirm the prince's bank account number. The Mirror published later settled a legal claim from Prince Michael and issued an apology to him. And this is the same Piers Morgan who was screaming up and down, pretending to be this friend of the royal family. Meanwhile, he has blagged and hacked their phones, including um, Princess Diana's, which he just as recently as a few days ago did a recent interview with Amal Rajan from the BBC, claiming he doesn't know how to hack phones. He doesn't know, he's never hacked a phone. He's never advised anybody to hack the phone. Lies, complete and utter lies. I mean, I'm going to also put a link in our show notes of Piers Morgan, all the different times that Piers Morgan talks about hacking phones, giving people's advice about how to hack phones, including this gentleman who testified at the Leveson trial about Piers Morgan telling him how to hack a voicemail, you know, and he there in this article, it talks about Piers Morgan explaining how voicemail interception worked to Naomi Campbell during a GQ magazine interview. There's also more Piers Morgan expressing sympathy in 2007 for News of the World royal editor Clive Goodman, who had been jailed because of hacking the Prince, and where Piers Morgan was like, just about every paper on Fleet Street do this. Um, He also Morgan Piers Morgan also was describing listening to voicemail left by Paul McCartney for his girlfriend Heather Mills, and he wrote about it in 2016 in the Daily Mail. So it's for me, it's I think one of the things that's very annoying to me was that there's been all this evidence of what Piers Morgan has done, and yet he has been able to get away with it, and no one has hold him accountable for this. Like why this man is on television today and still out in writing articles is unbelievable to me. It's absolutely unbelievable to me. There are also instances where it says Piers Morgan discussed underhanded tactics the British newspaper industry while appearing on Desert Island Disc in 2009. Him describing his knowledge of phone hacking, how phone hacking worked in 2001. He even wrote it. Apparently, he wrote a book called The Insider, and he even wrote it in his book. He talked about I think he was helping Charlotte Church, and it says he was explaining how journalists were using voicemail interceptions while being interviewed in 2003 about tabloid tactics by Charlotte Church. I guess she was I think Charlotte Church is like the singer. I think that's the same person, the opera singer guy. I mean, there are all this evidence of Piers Morgan hacking and blagging and being part of this. That I don't understand how this has gone to now where he has not been held accountable for any of this. Like it blows my mind that he has been able to get away with this, and it's only now where Prince Harry's like, that people are actually taking this serious. It's kind of like he had this protection, and people are afraid to take him down. And it's unbelievable to me. And so that's why there's this article in Hacktoff where I mentioned a couple of passages in this article. I think it was the last episode, and this article is titled "Why in Prince Harry the male publishers have finally met their match," and part of this article it says those of us unfortunate enough to have been entangled with the male titles know that part of their modus operandi is to repeatedly deny wrongdoing until the claimant gives up and throws money at every legal stalling tactic available, knowing most people are highly unlikely to have the same resources. They basically exhaust their clients until the client gives up because they run out of money. Um, uh, let's see. It says, as someone who have been through the process firsthand, I can confirm that it is stressful, exhausting, and intimidating. Even without the legal fees I represented myself, there is a huge price to pay in terms of time and the financial and physical and emotional resources required to bring a claim to court. And another part of the article says this is why the claim brought by Harry and other claimants are so significant. They have, let's see, they have the means and the motive to see through to the bitter end and hold Associated Newspaper to account. This case has potential to expose the widespread culture of disdain for the readers and the public, and this time, no amount of money or legal budget can make it disappear. And so that's why, I mean, so many people are counting on Prince Harry. And I'm like, I wish more people who have the means will come forward that, the burden isn't just on Harry and these few. But more people who are billionaires who have been targeted by these press will come forward and stay through the end, to really the goal is reform, is press reform. So yeah, so there's that. And finally, from stuff I want to talk about before I jump into the chat, I'm telling you, this coronation is. I was just looking at a photo of the. I guess the royal family put out a photo of Charles, William, and George. The king, the heir, and the future, and it's I don't know if you guys have seen them, but I look at the photo and I seriously, and for me, it's just like these three have spent way too much time in the Halloween costume shop. I mean, I mean, what is with these two big white bows on William's shoulder? It's kind of like they had the worst of the worst and the ugliest costumes you can possibly find. I mean, George is okay. I mean, his little red outfit, I mean, that could pass. I mean, he looks like one of those little, Christmas, what is that Christmas ballet thing that they always do, the toy soldier things. He kind of has that kind of feel. But what on earth is King Charles and William wearing? Like, I just I'm like way too much like people. Halloween is later on this year. It's kind of like the rejects from the Halloween costume shop. I don't know why it's like they picked out the ugliest robes you can find. And again, maybe just because I'm not used to this kind of thing, and I didn't grow up with these crazy robes. But what on earth is that? But anyway, so that's all I got. I'm gonna go through the chat and hear from you guys and see what you got. I'm also going to put the link in the show note I keep saying show notes. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So if you want to call me and oh shoot, why isn't this one working? Here we go. There we go. So the link is coming. There it is in the chat. If you want to call in and chat with me for a bit, as I sit here outside relaxing and chatting with you, I, I would love to hear. I would love to hear your thoughts. Annie Bullet says the best part of the coronation was when Harry left for the airport. I know, with his coat hanger in tow. That was definitely the best part for me too when he bailed out of there with the coat hanger. It was yes. V says V Brame, as you say, is that how you say it? V Chuckle, Chucky and Baldy look ridiculous. That's how I feel. I just feel like, what on earth are they wearing? I know, I feel the same. Let's see. Um, let's see. Edna says, I am sick of the coronation crap. Yeah, I think we all are. Sorry to have brought that up there, Edna. Sorry, it was there. It was there and I couldn't help it. Let's see. Um, Marilyn Ferguson. Hello, Marilyn. Marilyn says, well, pedal karma is on its way to Mr. Mr. Morganic. I'm telling you, I want this case. I want him to be exposed in the worst way. And then, because what they did is a crime. So I want him to be exposed and him to go to jail where he belongs for goodness grievances. This thing with them just apologizing, giving out a few, $1,000 and then just going on and committing the same thing, the same crime against others. That's got to stop. I don't understand how and why this has gone on for this long. It is unbelievable to me. Um, Thank you. Just in case I didn't mention the clips that I read, the articles. The last one was from a hacking inquiry, and the others were from the Guardian. So just to give them props again, I will put those in the show notes. Oh, by the way, I can finally sit there and do my show notes. I got my computer back. Yes. I finally found someone yesterday evening to take it in. And I was so embarrassed when I got there. The guy, I was like, yes. And I explained to him what happened. He's like, okay. And so he did run a diagnosis. He's like, the diagnosis is free. I'm going to just figure out what is wrong with it. And I'm going to tell you how much it costs. And so I went off and came back. He's like, it's fine. You just forgot to plug in the thing for the keyboard. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's all that is. And I saw the little plug thing there. And I didn't remember unplugging the thing. So I just sort of left it there. I was like, well, maybe it's, just sort of here as extra plug for something. And he's like, you see where it says key? That's why you plug it in. That's the keyboard. And I was just like, oh my, I was so embarrassed. He's like, no, 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 no. He was so nice. He's like, you figured it for the first time. You did good. You figured it all out and you just forgot to plug in the keyboard part. And so he was so nice. He didn't even charge me. He said it literally took him even if 2 minutes to fix it. Just plug it in, put a tape over it, and that was it. So it was just, I was so grateful because I really thought I had broken my computer. So all of it is fixed. It is all really great now. So when I go home later, I can finally work on my computer and get all my, stuff that I've been missing from my other podcasts, including all my notes, because to do this on this pad is a little, it's way too time consuming. So I'm very happy to have my computer back. Thank you all for praying, but see, it was my fault that I didn't plug in that thing that I didn't know I was supposed to plug in. So there you go. Yes. So crisis averted with my computer. Um, let's see who else is chatting. Um, Oh, well, hello, LDN lady, hanging out with us from London. Happy to have you. Um, let's see. Shadal says, I think Harry has financial support to pursue this case. I hope so. I mean, and again, they're very wealthy people. So whatever the cost is, I know that just the legal fees alone, I'm telling you, that is, and again, he's doing for 3 cases. That is a lot. So, however he, whether it's just his funds or he raised funds or however, it's just such a great, and someone actually in the chat yesterday mentioned it is a service that Harry is doing with this case, because it's not just going to benefit him, but it's going to benefit everyone else, including the innocent people that are, not, I mean, people are innocent. Nobody deserves to be hacked or blagged, you know and their thing is, oh, no, no, it's just celebrities, and it's in public interest. Well, none of that is in public interest, one, and again, they are also going after people that are not celebrities, especially people who have a crime committed against them, or they've had a death or something. They would go and invade that person's privacy. And so also, it's a real service that he is doing, him and the others that are, Elton and the others that are on that case with him. They are doing this service to get press reform that will benefit everyone in the country, including the people who are attacking them, for going against the press and going up and exposing what the press is doing. So, yeah. Let's say, who else is chatting here? Hmm. Oh, this is awesome. So, others, all of us can go check it out as well. Gwendolyn Lindsay. Gwendolyn says, just watched a podcast of Claudia Bolin. She did a superb analysis of Piers Morgan's character and his motives. Have a look if you can. So, thank you so much for sharing that with us, so we can all go take a look at it. I think maybe you mentioned this before. For some reason, I recall someone, either you or someone, mentioning this before. So I, when I have a minute, will definitely go and check it out. There's also an article that was written last year about, I think it was from Medium, that we talked about on this podcast, an article of all, I think it was 770 something um, tweets and odd news articles and all of these things, all of Piers Morgan's platforms that he has used to write about Meghan, including the majority, after the wedding, being horribly attacking, bullying, whether it's news articles or Twitter posts or whatever. Over 700 news items that Piers Morgan has written about Meghan. I mean, talk about stalking. And again, I don't understand why no one has done anything, no one in power has done anything to stop this. Chody says, he says Pierre's pattern of reverse bullying of victims is psychological manipulation tactic to lay blame on their victim. A person can avoid responsibility of their own wrongdoings. Palace excessive leakage. Yep. And it's very wild that him and his, when he was at the Mirror, they were hacking and blagging, including the royal family. Now he has turned it around to claim that he is, and the royal family. Now, obviously we saw Beatrice with him the other day to become their best friend and champion. Meanwhile, he is the one that was hacking and blagging them. And my thing about people who go on Piers Morgan's show, how do those people who don't know? I mean, I'm sure Piers Morgan's people have their contact information. If they're sending them paychecks, because if you go on those shows, you get paid, so they would have had their bank information. How do these people know? Are these people really sure that their information is safe on any show that Piers Morgan is on? Are they sure? I mean, I have no evidence of this, but I would be very, very skeptical that my personal information, including bank account and personal phone numbers and all of those things, are safe in anywhere around Piers Morgan, knowing his history from the Mirror, etc. And again, he also worked at the Sun, Rupert Murdoch's son, and now he is doing that show on Rupert Murdoch's TV, Talk TV, I think is the name of his channel. How can any of those guests be sure that their private information, including bank account stuff, is safe when Piers Morgan is a part of this? So you know, anybody goes on a show, I have no sympathy for them, but it's something that they should be thinking about. Let's see who else. Claudia Blanco says, I think they may be blackmailing when you give yourself involved with Piers Morgan. I mean, for me, I think blackmailing and also some quid pro quo happening there. One of the things you never see is Beatrice's husband, who has a very interesting past with, his husband has, his child, and also the woman that he was dating before, his former fiance, um, dating before um, Beatrice. And there was a little bit of thing there where, I mean, it turned out, I mean, I don't know if it's just gossip or if it was real stuff, but there was a little bit of drama that happened with Beatrice and her husband when, when they started dating and all of that stuff, and his relationship with his ex and son. You never see that stuff in the press. It's like the press has laid off of them. You've never, other than when you saw Eugenie's husband and that boat last year when they were sending Eugenie a strong message, you never hear anything about them, in the press. And so for me, there is, and especially again, we saw you, Beatrice hugging Piers Morgan, and hanging out with him and his wife a couple of weeks ago. And, there is some kind of, contract happening there. And so it's very, very interesting. Um, but again, with Piers Morgan's history, why? I mean, for me, I rather like, look, whatever secret you have for me, you might as well just tell it, because I'd rather that than to be indebted to somebody like Piers Morgan, because all you're gonna get is, as this says, blackmailing. That's all they're gonna do is blackmail you so they can keep getting information. You might as well just let this. It's gonna come out eventually anyway, so you might as well just let it come out, suffer what embarrassment you suffer, and move on. Um, Mercedes says, I don't trust Beatrice and her husband. Neither do I. And I know I saw Harry was talking to her at the coronation, But again, that was for the cameras, and I know Harry knows the camera is there. So what you see in front of the camera usually is not, exactly real life when it comes to their interactions with their families. So, who knows? Um, let's see. Again, the link is in the chat, so if you want to call in, please do. I'm going to paste it again there. So definitely call in. Lydia says, exactly, pedal. Exactly. What are you referring to, Lydia? Let me know. Let me know. Church Nelly is here. Hey, Church Nelly. Happy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day in advance to all our wonderful moms on here, or moms, grandmas, teachers, or in any way you are mom. Happy Mother's Day tomorrow. And traditionally wants to wish everybody happy Mother's Day, everyone, to all the moms and imaginary kids, real kids, and all fur babies everywhere. And you know what? Yes, including fur babies as well. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Traditionally. Your awesome moderator is here. Um, Shay Doll says Harry was being cordial. That too. That too. Definitely. Oh, cookies and cream. Shorty oh, wait. Attorney says his buddy, the vilest human, Clarkson, birds of the same feather, allowed the scum son to publish his hateful article. They are all in the same boat together. They are all in the same despicable boat together. Um, Church Nelly wants to. She's saying thanks, Cookies. Prayers for your dad and to your dad and family too. Yes, Cookies and Cream. How is your dad? I hope he is better. Definitely praying for him and your family. So if you have an update, please let us know. But you are in our hearts and our prayers. Cookies and Cream, our awesome moderator. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. And Fu says Captain Fleet Street is sinking. Let's hope. Let's absolutely hope so. Bisani says, Pedal, if it had been a black man acting like Piers Morgan, he would be slammed and be out of a job. No British TV opportunity would be open to him. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. The people, whenever there's something controversial, or look at what's her name, Adua Ando, I think her name is, who spoke the truth about the balcony, the coronation balcony being terribly white. All of a sudden, all of these people, the most complaints to their complaint commission, for a statement that is absolutely a statement of fact, and they would push and they would get them. They totally would. If she was in broadcasting, they would have gotten her out, and but you see people like Piers Morgan, Dan Wooten, all of these people. And the funny thing, when they're talking about, the mirror, they just, they do, for example, hack or blog, whatever, at one paper, they move to another paper and become the editor. Like one of the people that was involved in phone hacking, etc., at the Mirror is now the editor at the Express. And it's just like, and the same Express that has been bullying and harassing Meghan and Harry with hundreds of articles in a few days. It is unbelievable. They just basically, they do this stuff and then they fail up and get better jobs and with bigger contracts. But if it was a black person, oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They would not, be forwarding, get going ahead in their career. Let's see who else. Anfu says the Magnificent Seven came to town and they will clean up all the mess. Harry, the Universal Soldier, we are behind you all the way. The Magnificent Seven? You mean those at the the palace? And you're like, how are you magnificent again? It is ridiculous. I mean, the royal family. It's like a joke that just keeps giving. Unbelievable. Let's see. Um, And Fu said this is for Harry's mom too, and people who can't afford to go to court. In addition, his wife and himself. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And he's also, Harry's also talking about his ex-girlfriends, whether it's Carolyn Flack, who, as we know, committed suicide, or Chelsea, or I forgot what the other girl's name is, who's now an actress. Cressida Bonus. I think that's her. Yeah, so they're all, Harry is, I mean, and again, the time when he was dating them is the time when all of this stuff was happening. I think the cases go up until 2011, so the majority would be that time, around that time. Let's see Who else is chatting? Elian Lady says, let's hope Harry wins. Love always win. And they, the perpetrators, excuse me, will have to pay all the court costs and fees, etc. That is the goal. Because, although, Harry will win no matter what, I would not want him to, the case to not either not go forward, or, you know, he doesn't win for some reason and then have to pay those horrendous people's court costs. And so that would be horrendous. And so let's definitely keep praying that Harry wins these cases. Let's see who else is chatting. Um, Wait, Church Nelly, you were out fishing? Church Nelly says, my son is laughing at me because I didn't catch any fish. He's still going to the to his gaseous drooling granny's house. That is funny. Where were you fishing? That is so funny. Well, I'm so happy that you're so well to go fishing. So that's great. MLC, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, let's see. Gosh, it's so funny thinking of Church Nelly out there fishing. Let's see. Beverly McCaskill says, hello, all, and praying that all have a special, happy, wonderful Mother's Day. I'm going back to the beginning to listen, but reading the comments. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but very low. Okay, if it is low, just try to turn up the volume on your that's right there at the bottom of the video, and to see and again, I am outside, so that could be, you might be hearing background now, so noise. So let me know if I need to um, turn up my volume. And so hopefully you are hearing me well. Joan Hickey says, yeah, was Christina an actress? I think she's an actress now. I don't know what she's been in, but I think what the last time I heard of her, and also too, she had a baby. And so, wait, no, wait, was it Kristen that had a baby, or was it the other girl, or was it both? I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I think Christina got married and had a baby, but it could have been just Chelsea. Don't quote me on either one of those. I hadn't been paying close attention, but for some reason, I thought both of them are married now and have a baby, or one is married, and I don't know, maybe. George Jelly says Harry was the most popular royal at the coronation. Yes, yes, I know the Express that they have not been. I mean, I saw it once. I don't know. I don't think any of their ilks have been broadcasting the fact that Harry got 60 something percent of the vote, and the others got like 5 and 4% and 1%, including Camilla. So yeah, really funny. Church Nelly says Chelsea had a baby and a hubby. Oh, shoot! Did I just push that off on Cressida, thinking she had a baby too? Sorry, Cressida, if you didn't have a baby. Sorry. Mercedes says Chelsea married and has a son. Cressida is married to a guy called Harry. Are you serious? So she doesn't have a child. She's married to a guy called Harry? Wow, that's funny. Very, very funny. There you go. Dolores says both of Harry's exes are married and have one child. So they did have kids. So I wasn't crazy. Okay, that's good. Well, happy Mother's Day to them. And happy Mother's Day to our fave Megan. It's so funny. Someone posted a screenshot of, and I don't remember which one of the tabloids. It could have been the Express, because they are just everything Megan, especially. But now they're trying to figure out all the ways when Megan could be posting a photo of her kids. And for me, that is just so creepy. These people hate her They are constantly targeting and harassing and bullying her, yet they're obsessed with her, showing them her kids. Like, why are you people so wanting to see Megan's kids? I hope to not see any photo of them. You just keep your peace in Montecito. We know you're fine, and definitely don't be showing your kids. These people are sick. Why do you want and why are you obsessed with somebody else's kids? This is just like, ew. Stalkers. All for Success Acts. Oh, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, let's see who else is chatting. Lydia says all have moved on and seem happy. Well, good for them. Good for them. And I know that they were both at the wedding. So Han Harry seemed to have kept good relationships with all of them. And he spoke so well and lovingly of them in Spare, and just so respectful of them and the time that they had together. And I love that. That kind of love and respect. And again, for me, it's so important when, I've always, question people who are okay with their current boyfriend or husband trashing their exes. Even if there's stuff happened in the past, it would really, really not sit well with me to hear a current boyfriend or so trash their exes. Maybe there's stuff happened there, and you could speak truthfully about what happened, if it, even if it's a negative. But to hear some of it really trashing and because if they're doing that to their exes, most likely they may end up doing that to you. And equally, someone who completely respects the women that they were with and the time that they are together in a relationship really gives me a good feeling that that person will respect you. And so, for me, the way they treat women, that's not you, whether it's even if it's something where they went to a restaurant, the way they treat the waitresses or the way they treat women in general speaks volumes about the way they will treat you, especially when the honeymoon period wears off. So that's for me. I always pay attention to those things. Um, let's see. Oh no! Tornado touches down in Texas. Two dead, 10. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, Texas can't win for nothing. Good grief. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. Oh, wait. I think I just clicked on the wrong. Well, anyway, let's see what Claudia says. Claudia says she's talking to Dolores. I'm so sorry about the tragic loss. Hope you and your family are Oh, wow. Dolores had a family death in the family. I'm so sorry to hear that, Dolores. My condolences. I'm telling you, there's so many things that's going on in all of our lives. So my condolences, Dolores. I'm so sorry to hear that. And sorry that you and your family are going through that. And I don't know. I don't see Dolores' post, so I don't know what the situation is. But if I come across it, I will highlight it. So yeah. Thank you, Claudia, for highlighting that. Marilyn says, I don't want to trash my exes, but I don't want them at my wedding. And that's completely fine. That's completely fine. You don't have to have them at your wedding. Absolutely not. Especially if, you ended it on not a good terms and all of that stuff. No, definitely. I would say, nope, move on. Let them be them. So yeah. Um, let's see. Let's see. Scrolling up. Joan says, I would love a pic, but it's up to the parents. So Joan is, and that's fine. I mean, I'm sure some squatties are, not just you, other squatties are like, we want to see a picture. I'm of the mindset I will wait until, Lord willing, He keeps me alive. We'll wait until they're 18. I don't need to see a picture. But others are not, others are not, others feel like they want their picture, and that's totally fine. That is absolutely fine. So, yeah. Beverly's saying that my 100 my sound is low and it's 100. So is my sound low for everyone? I put my sound all the way up. Is it low for everyone? I'm home, man. I'm hoping not. Um, so let me know if it's low. It's too low for everyone. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is what happened. I don't live in Texas and no deaths in my family, just showing what came across the news. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Thank you, Dolores. Thank you. Yes, again, it's just tornado in Texas that has taken the life of two people. Church. Okay, so Church Nelly says it sounds fine. Lydia says it sounds fine. Um, hmm. Okay, I'm not sure why it's doing that in some. I'm so sorry. Marilyn saying it's low. The sound is low here too. So, if did you put up the sound on the YouTube itself? That you put the sound up on the YouTube itself, and also put it on whatever. Put up the sound on your device as well. So put it up for both and see if that works. So Edna is saying it's okay, and Dolores is okay. So in some places it's low, and Joyce is saying it's okay. So if you can try those two for me, I don't know why it's um it's doing that for some and it's not for others. So I am so sorry. Sylvia is saying refresh, so that can may work as well. So, but we're almost done here. So let's see. I guess no one is calling in. So yeah, so that's okay. That's fine. Let's see a few more. Let's see a few more. Who else is chatting? I'm gonna go all the way down and see. Nissagate says if they want to keep them out of the public sphere, I'm fine with that. Whenever they want to, we should be expecting, we should be accepting of their choice. And exactly, I absolutely agree with that. And I mean, look, especially the mess that's out there, with people attacking the Sussexes, and I really agree with them in keeping their kids away. We see what they're doing already in Shutter Island. With the kids now, the press is pretending, oh no, 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 Louis is just a high energy kid, and they're all now talking about Louis being the favorite. It's exactly what they're doing they did to Harry. Even one, I think it was on Lorraine, where I think it was even Lorraine. I saw a clip of her called saying that little Louis, this little 4-year-old, she referred to him as the little clown, which is exactly what the press is doing right now. They're pretending, oh no, it's innocent. They're just cute and Louis is right. No, but what they're doing is grooming the audience from this age of 4. This is why Harry was saying that he was concerned about about his relatives, the young kids, because he knows this is exactly what they're doing. They're grooming and they are carving out personalities for these kids right now, where Louis is like the little clown or the little, the rambunctious one, the one that, when they need someone to throw under a bus, this is who they're going to throw. This is who they're going to use as the spare, to hide all of the things when George and Charlotte comes up, especially George, obviously. Charlotte is going to be like the Princess Anne version, you know, um, and George, of course, they will be hiding everything for him because he is going to be, supposed to be the king. And so they're already started. They have already started. And for me, this is child abuse. And it is unbelievable to me to watch parents who claims like, oh no, we are very protective of her. I'm like, how are you protective of your kids when you have them in front of the press and they're already painting your kids into these boxes and they're grooming their audience to accept your kids into these boxes? How is that protecting them? We already see what they're doing. We already see the labels that they're already putting on them, you know? And so it is just for me, and yes, the kids are, they're gorgeous little kids. They have their little personalities and what, but that is why you protect them. That is why you don't bring them in front of the press so that the press decides that since little Louis is rambunctious now, this is how he's always going to be, because they're already painting him that way. And for me, that's abusive. That is abusing children. And it's really aggravating to watch people do this sort of thing and then claim, oh, no, 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 we're very protective of our kids. Really? That doesn't look like protective to me. So, and I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about how children are treated, and how they are viewed, and knowing the history of the royal family and knowing what they've done. I mean, gosh, Harry talked about his childhood trauma, and you could see it right in front of you being played out yet again. And it's unbelievable to me that they have done that. Bonnie's like, little Louis is my favorite. Yes, it's the same again, the same as Harry. And look at what they've done to Harry. Now he's the cute little one. Wait until he grows up, you know. And so I'm hoping, since that Harry, has laid out the blueprint for walking out. Harry and Meghan, they went to the battle to lay it out for whoever wants to follow in their footsteps. And frankly, for me, I hope every one of those kids bail out. I don't would not want to see these kids anywhere near them. I hope, including George, even though we know like that's his whatever. I hope every single one of these kids bail and this monarchy go away. I would hate to see that generation come up with this there, because it only damages people. Um, I hope so. I hope, he follows Harry's footsteps. Says Louis has a good chance of doing what his uncle Harry did. I hope so. I absolutely hope so. Um, let's see. Mariette says exactly, pedal 100% Charlotte will be Anne, Louis, Prince Harry. That's what I was thinking. I mean, they've already started painting them that way. This is how you can see. I mean, if you look at how they write the articles and how they refer to them, they've already put them in the boxes. You know, um, let's see. Judy says, I have a feeling the royal family is going to bring back Harry and Meghan back. Well, the royal family have no power over Harry and Meghan, so that would have to be Harry and Meghan deciding to go back, which I don't see them doing. I mean, I have often wondered, what will happen, when we don't know when people are gonna die. We don't know if Charles is gonna go before one of his sons. We don't know. I mean, people die when they die. That's just how life is. But if it goes according to, people's age or whatever, and Charles passes away, I do wonder, because if, say Prince William become king today, Harry is basically next in line, because the kids who were right after William, George and stuff, they are children. You can't put them on the throne. So it's Harry. What decision Harry would make? I have often wondered about that. Will he, will he decide that, I need to go back and help my brother? I mean, we are already hearing that William wants no part of Harry in his coronation, so maybe William doesn't want any part of Harry, and maybe Harry, he will keep it a space. If you need me, I'll be in California. I'll say hi and give you a phone call or something, and not decide to go back to the UK. I don't know. It is something to think about. What Harry, because Harry, Harry is not anti-monarchy. He is anti how, their relationship with the press and how they've used the press to destroy each other. That's what he is. Harry is very serious about his role as prince and his role as, at least now, a counselor of state. We saw him go back to, for King Charles's, apart from him being his father, went back for the coronation. So Harry's very serious about those roles. What would his decision be if, say, King Charles were to say pass away today and William ascends to the throne? What will his decision be? So it would be very interesting to see what choices Harry would make, what choices him and Meghan will make. That will he do a commute thing where he spends a weekend there and come home to California? Who knows? Don't know. Or will he just abdicate? Be like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I love my life in California. Pass it on to. I mean, if Harry doesn't do it, I mean, Harry's kids are too young as well. So the next in line would be would be Andrew, which is what I hope. That would be exactly what the British people deserve. Not our fave, not the regular British people who know this is nonsense. I'm talking about the royal family, the royalists and their crazy press. That would be what they deserve. The rest of the people who are fighting against this, I'm sorry, you don't deserve Andrew. So, let's see. Um, if both Chuck and Will die before George is an adult, it will not go to Harry. George will be king, although he could have a regent name to oversee things until he's an adult. Oh, so that's how they do it. Oh, okay. That, I guess that's the way. I just thought it would just Harry would be there, take over until George grows up or something. That's what I thought was going to happen. But hey, as long as Harry's in California, I don't care what they do over there. So that, I guess that would be the way to go. Or would they, Harry be the regent? I don't know. So I'm going to take what you say, Ruth Lopez, until I hear differently. So yeah, let's see a few more before I run off and get some food. Let's see. Dolores says Anne never liked Diana and she doesn't like Meghan, and she blames Meghan for Harry leaving. She said she know Meghan wasn't the right fit. Wait, Princess Anne said that? I don't recall ever real. I mean, the only thing I don't recall ever seeing that for some reason. I mean, the only time I've seen her with Meghan, I've seen them talking very cordially, and she's always had a great relationship with Harry. So I didn't. I've never seen anything about her blaming Meghan or any. I mean, I'm sure the tabloids could write anything they want. I mean, I don't know if they did, and if it was confirmed or not, or if it was just tabloid gossip. But I'd never seen that before, so this is news for me. And didn't realize she never liked Diana. That's very interesting. She never liked Diana and doesn't like Meghan. Very interesting. I've never seen anything negative per se with Anne and Megan. I've only seen where, a couple of times them having a cordial conversation, including when Megan was pregnant. So I didn't know she had any thing with Megan. Um, so news to me. Thank you, Dolores. Let's see. Um, Gwendolyn says, Khadijah, absolutely, Harry would not put his beautiful family in harm's way. No, he won't. So I don't think Meghan and is going back there unless things, especially the press, changes drastically, and they put, get rid of the IPSO, especially, and put a oversight committee there, not led by former editors of the very press who are abusing. Yeah, I don't see that happening at all. So yeah. um um let's see more. Edna says no. Harry will be the stand-in until the boy comes of age. Oh, okay, so Edna is saying something differently, which is what I mean. This is what I thought would have happened until George comes of age. Then he will take over, and Harry, since Harry's an adult, Harry would be the king until George comes. I don't know. So Ruth says something, and Edna says something different. So I don't know what the truth of it is. So it was actually be a good thing for us to research and come up, find, what the royal law says about that. So I don't know what exactly is going to be happening there. So, and then, Charles, the royals live very long lives. So Charles could be there until he's 100. So there you go. Let's see. A few more. Um, Mirthlin says something different. Is agreeing with Ruth. She says, yes, George can become king if his father dies while on the throne. Harry cannot ascend the throne unless all of William's descendants have passed. Oh, okay. So there's another take on it too. I'm more agreeing with Ruth. So there you go, Mirthlin giving us that. Thank you very much for that, Mirthlin. Let's see. Oh, hello, Nolothando, hanging out with us from South Africa. How are you doing, my love? It says, greetings from South Africa, pedal and squatties. Happy Sussex Day and happy Mother's Day. Late, but happy to be here. I'm happy you're here too, even though we're just about to end. But I'm happy you're here. Replays there, Nolothando. So there you go. Let's see. Khadijah says, I think Harry and Meghan will be offered an opportunity to be half in, half out on their conditions. You mean the same half in, half out that they were asking for to begin with? That one where they said no? That very one? Unbelievable that they did that. I mean, you have to be really, really stupid, which the royal family have proven on countless occasions to be offered a half in, half out and then say no. And it's just like unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, anyways, they see how good that has gotten them. So, anyway, let's see. Um, Ansel says, Hope Louis will use wisdom and see what became of Princess Margaret and Epstein Andrew, but Prince Harry is a success having left the firm. So yeah, he'll have a lot of, to weigh as to who he wants to become. And I hope they'll leave this kid alone to become who he is and change and embrace the changes in his life instead of painting him in boxes as the British press does. I mean, look at what they've done with Meghan. It's like the way you have all these thousands of people hating someone for a caricature that the British press have painted that has nothing to do with who she is. Unbelievable. Let's see. Now says there's a troll in the chat. If you're a troll, then I would suggest you sign off right away. We don't accept trolls here, but we are ending anyway. So let's see, one more before we go, and let's see. Thierry says Harry and Meghan have moved on. Too late for that offer. And what a perfect way to end it. Harry and Meghan have moved on. That they are a continent away. So there you go. But thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me on this Saturday evening, afternoon, or evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Cookies and Cream, Karen M, Lydia Church Nelly, for the amazing work you do in also silencing the troll in our chat who I didn't even see. So good. But thank you so much. Thank you to all of our 2 Cents crew members who support the chat, support the channel on a financial basis, on a monthly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our Gold Star supporters who you see supporting in the chat, whether it's super chat, super thanks, donation, merchandise, however you support, or PayPal or Cash App. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the ways you support. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. And I have a fantastic rest of the day. And I will chat with you all tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day to all of our wonderful moms in here, in whatever way you are a mom. So there. So I love you guys. And I will chat with you later. I am off to get some food. Talk to you later. Bye.